from 47 of them that journeyed from Agadez, they were downsized to about 27 before they got to Gatron. The dead bodies were again tossed out of the vehicle like stacks of mannequins. I mean, imagine the trauma one would go through at the sight of this. It's enough to make the faint hearted go haywire, hence the Samson's case. So when they got to Gatron, they got to a certain point where it was going to take like about an hour to get past. They were asked to wear their hijabs to cover their body properly, with gloves, socks, and veils. It was also said that when they got to the point, the energy, was felt. Some kind of strange energy was felt when they got to the place. I don't know how true this is, but I do know that there are many wonders in this world, and there are many more yet to be discovered. But logically, I would think this was a lie. I'm guessing the smugglers were hiding something, or they didn't want them to see something. So you've heard anything like this? You've seen or come across anyone that has been through such experience? Just do well to share your thoughts in the comment below.
So another story I heard is that there is a strange sun rays that when it touches your body, it can cause paralysis. I don't know how true that is. We have so many wonders in this world, so I heard about it, and I was just.
What I know about the sun is that it's very hot.
Okay.
It's very hot. Like my phone got burnt in my pocket.
What kind? Like an Android phone?
Yeah, I think it was this Nokia Touch.
Wow. Okay.
This when you take a plastic,
yes,
very close to the fire. I to get squeezed. That was how the SIM card squeezed. Then you will see people, the sun, when the sun don't hit them. You will see as if they pour hot water on their body. When you pour hot water on someone's body, the body will pop up like there's water inside the black balloon, kind of.
You start having blisters.
Yes.
Are you serious?
That's what the sun can do to you. That's why the sun can destroy you at any fucking time. In the Sahara, you will find nothing. You will find no living thing there. It's not possible.
But there are oases, right?
There are no oases. You only find oases close to this part where people live.
Okay.
Like in Niger, like this Agadez.
Yeah.
The farther you go, the more it becomes a kind of wilderness.
Okay.
Yes. The more you go, the time will come, you don't see anything. All you'll be seeing maybe from Port Harcourt to Lagos. From Port Harcourt to Lagos to Kano. Everything is being in sand.
Serious.
From Port Harcourt, maybe drive down to Lagos, then to Lagos to Benin. To a place like Ghana. That's how you go to see my brother. At this point, you are your own. You understand? At this point, you can lose your life at any time.
But your car did not break down at any point.
My car did not break down. My car did not, but we spent 11 days. There was a particular car that broke down.
Yeah.
The car broke down. Okay, they say, okay, now fine. We should wait for the car. You know what? They move with these guys. They move with convoy.
Okay.
They move with convoy. In case there's any car that breaks down, they will look for a way to fix it. But they have mechanics. They have automobile officials. They have wedding. They have all the kind of anything that may likely spoil along the line. The parts are with them.
Yes.
You understand? They have a lot of spoil with them. Because it's not a journey of. We call it a journey of no return.
At this point, they were all devastated. Everyone was fighting for their survival, that no one really cared how long they've spent in the desert. But Aisha said it was around 40 to 50 days, and this was because they used the pickup van. Some sources says going on foot takes a lot longer, estimated to be around 3 to 4 months. Luckily for Aisha, her menstrual cycle started. The flow was quite heavy, and this was something she had never experienced. As we all know, we can only evacuate the remains of water taken by urination, but this cannot happen if we don't drink enough water, obviously. So when we don't take in water and the bladder is empty, there's practically nothing to urinate. At this point, there was nothing to drink nor eat, so the next best thing was to ingest the next available fluid. This was when Aisha knew she had to ingest her own menses. Funny enough, not just her, as many as the ladies that bled that period all did the same thing. I guess that's one of the many blessings the girl child comes with. You'll also agree with me that the female body is indeed a work of art. Now, I know how disgusting this may seem, but if it were you in that same situation, trust me, you'd do anything, and I mean practically anything, literally anything, to survive that long, torturous drought. Now, many people would want to ask if it doesn't rain in the desert, that it will be smart enough to embark on such a journey when it's rainy season. Well, this is the answer to that question.
After doesn't experience rain, it go back to one fall, go to struggle to one fall, go to struggle with lightning, a lot of breeze. But I don't think they happen. All those people, they make farm, but they use this irrigation form. You know, there's a way God will always, that's what they say, God will always make a way for his children. Now, the water comes from ground. There's no food in our gardens. They don't have food. They import virtually almost everything they consume because there's no farm.
Even with the irrigation technique.
How many irrigation water they do make farm?
Along the line in the journey, they got to a certain point where they saw hundreds of bones believed to belong to stranded immigrants. Probably they unfortunately ran out of water and no rescue team on a random patrol came to their rescue, because before now it was said that the presence of those military patrol teams wards off bandits and pirates looking for drugs, weapons and human smugglers to steal from.
Oh, you see all these guys that are driving the cars and all that?
Yes.
The day we go, they armed. You understand?
Yes.
They come to Lybia, they come to Niger, they smuggle drugs too.
Okay, not just people.
They smuggle human drugs. That's why the Niger soldiers are after them, the Niger government are after them.
Yeah.
Even the rebels, for that they find them, because rebels want to take drugs from them.
I heard they even smuggle arms.
They smuggle everything. Smuggleable. Libya is filled with arms. Most of the arms you see they come Nigeria now from Libya, most of them. When you're able to make it to Libya, there is every tendency that they are going to sell you. They will sell you to slavery. They sold me. I was sold. This after I've lost almost all my friends in the desert. When we left Agadez, that money to Niger, that we embarked on the journey from Agadez to Libya. In the hills that carried us, we were about 37 at that hills.
The back, yeah.
We were about 37 of us.
Okay.
It was only, I think 14, it was 14 that died above us. The rest of us, we were able to make it to Libya. Those ones, we just leave their body for desert. We had the jet to Libya. We spent 11 days. Some people, they say they spent 1 month. Some people, they say they spent 2 months. Believe me or not, that 1 month, and I saw a girl that told me they spent 1 month. She was the only surviving person in the vehicle. The rest died. When she was able to make it to Libya, she's going to learn how to walk again.
Wow. On the journey, don't you people come down like from the car? Don't you guys come down to look for water?
No, it's not a journey of 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. You must always sleep at night, have some rest, and all that.
Yeah.
What kills people most is the heat of the day. The heat of the day, and when you run out of water. Even some people, they will still be having water and they will still die. I knew a lot of guys that had water with them, yeah, they died. Because our bodies cannot be the same.
The same, yeah.
You understand? They have water, they will put it water on their mind, they will still die.
So at night, how do you guys sleep? You make camp or something?
It's very cold.
It used to be very cold.
It's very cold, yes. So at night, we won't sleep for night. Because there's no amount of covering that we have. With this, we go like that, like who like that beside grave. Another person will cover you. You understand? Another person will cover you. Then you only leave the face. This sun they shower from up. The sun, the rain fall from up like as if water and rain is falling from the sky. That's the way sun fall from the sky.
Sand.
Yes. Let me tell you one thing. The desert is hot between April and May. When it is raining in Nigeria, that is the hottest time in the that's the middle of the heat in the Sahara.
But only Aisha and 18 others made it out of the desert alive after so many days of agony.
19 of them got to Libya safely, and Aisha's burger came to pick her up and told her about her job description without wasting any time. Now you'll be wondering who the burgers are. The burgers are people who facilitate and sponsors the journey down to its sources and receives the passengers, also known as migrants, when they arrive. Well, remember Mr. Jubril, the man Aisha spoke with when she was still in Nigeria? Well, that was Aisha's burger. Mr. Jubril had been in Libya for about 27 years at the time, and told Aisha that the only business he has been into all these years was to use his passengers for prostitution. And Aisha, being a born-again Christian, couldn't imagine selling herself for money despite the situation. So the next day, Mr. Jubril came back and Aisha told him she wasn't going to do it. Well, this made Jubril really mad and reminded Aisha that she was in a no man's land and she would be killed and thrown away and no one would find out, issuing all kinds of threats to her to make her sit up and have a change of mind. But Aisha went on to tell him that she wasn't in the right state of health to do such a thing. Meanwhile, it was Jubril who sponsored Aisha's journey, so it was expected of her to pay off her debts after hustling on arrival. The entire debt she was to pay off was about 300,000 Nigerian naira. They got into a heated argument. Jubril wasn't having it, so he got really mad and beat Aisha up and left her locked up in a room for over a week without food nor water.
I mean, these were Nigerians being cruel to other Nigerians in diaspora, and it's really disheartening to see the least.
Jubril returned to Aisha and met her without clothes and noticed a scar on her stomach. By this time, Aisha was already broken, going through all that torture. So somehow, Jubril had pity on her and told her he would hook her up with just one man who happened to be a Ghanaian instead of different men. Seeing the scar, Jubril asked her about it and Aisha told him she got it from a cesarean section when she was delivered of her baby. But Aisha had no choice but to accept Jubril's offer to save her life. Later that same day, a friend of Jubril called Fatima visited and eventually saw Aisha on her way to the bathroom. But the lady was surprised to see Aisha, so she queried Jubril for lying to her that he didn't have any more passengers. Like, this prostitution and trafficking thing is like a big business in Libya, because I really can't imagine people having such discussions casually like that in Nigeria, just like discussing how to sell off a cattle or trade bags of rice. But anyway, Jubril explained to Auntie Fatima that Aisha was an exception and told Auntie Fatima to pay less attention to Aisha, that she was the stubborn type,
and that Aisha was stalling in paying off her 300,000 Nigerian naira debt.
But hearing this, Auntie Fatima flared up and lashed out on Aisha, asking why she didn't want to settle, telling Aisha that she wasn't the first girl to be introduced into that line of work and that she had had several girls work for her. They paid up their debts and now they are multi-millionaires.
But Aisha knelt down and begged Auntie Fatima, telling her it wasn't like she didn't want to do it, but just that she couldn't do it. Explaining the same thing she explained to Jubril about her C-section. At this point, Auntie Fatima also had pity on her
and bought Aisha from Jubril with a whooping sum of 1.5 million Nigerian naira, seeing reasons with Jubril that Aisha was totally useless to him.
Initially, Aisha was happy with this trade, not knowing that she was going from fry pan to fire.